listening to the Positive Professional Podcast with your host, me, Tracy Yvonne. This podcast is a weekly conversation about all things mental health, self-care, and wellness. And there'll be sprinkles of positivity, mindfulness, and guided meditations. Welcome back to Season 4, Episode 27. Today I'm going to be talking about telltale signs of toxic positivity. Now, if you see a 1-gallon jug containing a half gallon of water, how do you view it? Is it half full? Is it half empty? The answer to that question is used in the most basic psychological test to reveal how you look at the world. The person that sees the gallon container as halfway to being full is supposedly a positive thinker. The opposite is true for the person who believes the container to be half empty. Your opinion could be different depending on your attitude, recent experiences, and other variables. Even so, it brings to mind the question of positive thinking versus a more negative outlook. Most people will tell you positive thinking is the way to go. It's the path to success. Think positively always, and the world will bend to your will. While a lot of good things come from positive attitude, totally embracing positivity even when life is difficult isn't always the best choice. You might suffer from toxic positivity if you believe that you should act positively no matter how dire, dangerous, or demanding your current experience is. So here are a few signs that your mental well-being and other aspects of your life are negatively impacted by your rosy disposition. The first is that you ignore your problems. Think positive and positive things will happen to you. This is the advice of so many self-help gurus. They encourage you to never give in to your negative emotions. The problem with this way of thinking is that it doesn't allow you to solve many problems that will pop up in your life. Ignoring negative experiences doesn't make them go away. You have to deal with them, learn from them, and move past them. Closing your eyes and thinking positively in the face of a hungry, charging lion probably won't lead to the best outcome. Next is you develop guilt and self-resentment. Toxic positivity doesn't allow you to recognize the full scope of human emotions. You realize you're sad about something, so you immediately chastise yourself. You're disappointed about something and immediately feel guilty for those negative feelings. You could never be your truest and most fulfilled self without embracing the reality of your emotions and becoming stronger by working through them. Next, you minimize and downplay the feelings of others. Your constantly positive attitude makes you feel uncomfortable around people experiencing negative emotions. No one wants to spend time around someone who downplays their feelings. And the last I'll share is that you disguise how you really feel. Putting on a false face makes you a lie to the world. It also lets debilitating stress build up instead of letting it out by processing less than favorable emotions. There are a lot of signs that toxic positivity is present, and sometimes we act that way to ourselves and sometimes to others. It's often unintentional. Even when it's not a purposeful action, it can be so damaging. So in the next segment, I'm going to share 4 ways to defeat toxic positivity. So how can positivity be toxic? And we talked about that in the first segment. Can a positive person potentially poison themselves and others with relentlessly upbeat outlook? How are you supposed to get over life's many difficulties if you don't adopt a positive attitude? Now, those are often questions asked by a person suffering from toxic positivity. This type of individual simply can't see reality if it's negative in nature. They adopt a can-do attitude no matter how terrifically difficult or potentially dangerous a situation is. And they may believe an optimistic approach to life can heal all ills and even prevent tragedy from appearing in the first place. Now we know this view of life through rosy-colored glasses raises the risk of developing stress-related illnesses. This person ignores negative emotions and problems that need to be dealt with. And there are plenty of negative side effects caused by toxic positivity. So here are 4 proven ways to keep this overly positive outlook from causing damage in your life. And the first one is to practice mindfulness. Now this is more than being objectively mindful and aware of your current situation. Take a few moments and think about how you're feeling, what's going on in your mind and body. Don't give voice to any particular thought or feeling. Just notice your present moment of existence. Don't judge any of your feelings. Acknowledge negative and positive emotions and then move on. This can help you realize that all feelings are equal, and ignoring negative emotions can aggravate a difficult situation. The second one is to feel your feelings. Your emotions are yours. You're feeling them right now for a reason. And it doesn't mean that you're less of a person if you cry, or that you aren't less of a person if expressing emotions is difficult for you. You are who you are, and your feelings are your feelings. So recognize and process them without ignoring all but the happiest of emotions. Number 3. Is your positive view totally contrarian? If the whole world sees a situation one way and you disagree, you may be right. Establishing a new and controversial viewpoint has led to some of life's greatest discoveries. In many cases, it's toxic positivity refusing to let you deal with the reality. And the last one is to be more childlike. Children don't hold back their feelings. They live life as naturally as possible. The youngest children allow their emotions to have a life, and they don't respond to negative stimuli with positivity and vice versa. They experience life as their minds and emotions naturally respond. So the first step to preventing toxic positivity is awareness. You'll realize a constantly positive outlook may be a problem. And that's the first step to limiting your life with toxic positivity. Thanks for listening and supporting this podcast. And make sure you're clicking the like and subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Stay safe, be well, and don't forget to be the best version of you.